Welcome, Draugr, Reavers, Hellwalkers alike. Since it is the spooky season and my favorite time of year, I thought we'd take a look at the spookiest stories from God of War.
The death of my daughter turned me into a broken man, but one of the lake spirits tells me I can find some peace. His master's a powerful satyr witch, and he says she'll reunite me with my sweet Lona. I just needed to find her bones. Didn't know why someone would go to the trouble of scattering bones across the Lake of Nine, but the task is not to me. I'd go to Helheim for a chance to see my daughter again. Until today, I've always thought the Lake of Nine as a desolate, cursed place. And for the 3 ships caught in a recent storm, that notion holds true. But for this simple scavenger, their loss is my gain. I found their fool of a captain on one of the beaches. He was a broken man in both spirit and body. I gave him hell's kindness, but not before I filled my pockets with all the hack silver I could carry. The captain held an offering to Tyr, which is all well and good, but to neglect Thor? What kind of experienced seafarer neglects the god of thunder? The realm of the dwarves is secured. For a promise of security from the rovers of hell, they have made Asgard custodian to their borders. Now the Vanir will have no hope of Svartalfheim's aid, thanks to Odin's foresight. The elves remain sufficiently distracted. All plans proceed. The light is ours again, but there is no time to lose. Only the return of Lord Freyr can secure peace. Surely we are liberated by forces sent for us at his command, like the Sword of Legend. But Freyr himself remains lost, and now we must come to his aid. Some believe he has returned to Vanaheim, while others believe he is held in Asgard. Both paths are now found shut. With the temple secure, all elfkind is called away to seek out our lost lord. This is our fault. We managed to find a way inside of one of the Asgardian libraries you told us to stay away from, and made off with more coin in one day than we've seen for years of trading. But the thunderstorm that sank your fleet. During the tempest, I had a vision. Thor himself came to me. He appeared on the desk of Marasudin in a bolt of lightning and demanded vengeance. We stole from the gods, he said, and for that we must be punished. A brilliant flash of light followed, and then everything went dark. We awoke stranded up here. Somehow we managed to survive the shipwreck, though I imagine it is part of the Aesir's punishment. Now we are forced to live out our last few days stranded on a cliff, surrounded by hellwalkers and tassel worms, starving at each other's throats. It won't be long now. Will Aegir be understanding? Will Ron be compassionate? Or will they cast me out to freeze in hell? I suppose it is not for me to know. Tragic that my failure becomes apparent as the life flows out of me. The gods came to me as I slept and demanded retribution for my father's actions in Niflheim. My people, they who entrusted me to keep them safe. Every damn night, visions of them mangled by all manner of beasts. Only I could protect them. And through the building of Vegdethikr, I captured every deadly beast I could find and set to building myth. The dreams were very clear about the first two ingredients: dragon's fury and screams of the innocent. Though many were sacrificed capturing the dragons, and the innocent screams were far worse than I ever imagined. All of it was for the greater good. Of the third ingredient, my dreams were vague. Ultimate sacrifice is all they would say. I hoped that forfeiting my mortality during this damn search would be enough. Now, I see it was only my own sacrifice that was required. Like my father before me, I've been such a fool. It is done. Asgard's defenses are impenetrable. All means of access have been cut off, save those in Odin's power. The plague of the dead will not touch us, nor shall we fear any Vanir aggression. Word of this I must reach noble Thor, for the time approaches for his part in the Allfather's plan. Removing an ancient soul and domesticating it as a beast of burden was surprisingly easy. They followed my every command and appeared to possess no free will, sense of self-preservation, or even hunger. Well, not until it turned poor Lit into ashes. Not even his soul remained. A lack of their own must be what drives them to emulate the souls of others. My soul eaters are an abomination. Several were sent to Muspelheim at the request of Surtur. What will he use them for? I shudder to consider. Another Moksognir at Knudungsgard. That fool can burn for all I care. My immediate concern is the dwarves of the Valander mines. I pray I'm not too late to undo my mistake. With each passing day, the dead continue to rise. Their resurrection occurs in various forms. Draugr, once merely an occasional sighting, have spread in shocking numbers across Midgard and beyond. The icy bodies of reanimated reavers, commonly known as Hellwalkers, remain a mystery. What causes their resurrection? Finally, the various spirits throughout the Lake of Nine. They appear harmless, which is more than can be said of the Draugr and Hellwalkers. The ones I've encountered show a single-minded determination in some task or desire that keeps them bound to this realm. What will happen to them should they achieve their goal? All have offered some form of reward. Peaking with these spirits can be unsettling, but perhaps their requests bear further consideration. To the next poor fool to find this place, you'd be wiser to flee than to brave the dangers within. But count yourself lucky I came before you to unwittingly free the prior occupant and die a fool in the process. I came for treasure and found only death on wings. I tried to step out of the realm, but she wouldn't let go. It tore most terribly. The tree bleeds for my foolishness. Her magic will surely ripple through this realm for ages, tearing at its fabric. And for what? I'm dead, and she escaped just the same. Why did I fight? Fool. 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 My only solace is her jailer, followed close behind. To Muspel it might have been, or Niflheim. Either way, she'll be caught. Though they'll need a new prison. I've ruined this one. The Lindworm comes for me. Dad, while you were off hunting and pillaging, Granddad raised me. Taught and cared for me. I loved him. And you stabbed him in the back. I hated you. But time has a way of changing things. The clan celebrates. They spat at his kind spirit, saw it as proof of weak leadership, and as much as I hate to admit it, The Hraesla from Mothra thrives with you at the helm. And as a boy, I made an oath to the Nornir that I would avenge him. My skill with the blade grew, and you finally began to notice me. We grew closer. But the Nornir do not suffer broken oaths, not even those made by a craving child. Their chest outside Fafnir's storeroom, it reminded me of that oath. So the cycle of betrayal continues. You killed the only father I ever knew. But even now, I regret my actions, and am filled with remorse. Forgive me. The serpent cannot be spoken to, but his belligerence towards Aesir is unmistakable. The destruction of Tyr's temple is infeasible while he remains. However, his presence has caused the Lake of Nine to submerge it completely. Therefore, the larger aim of fettering realm travel is still achieved. The search of any trace of the Jotunheim Tower remains fruitless, not only Midgard, but in all realms which the tower once stood. There is now only a mystic echo of what was. Had it been destroyed by might, some remnant would remain. But this magical vestige suggests magical means. It must exist somewhere. Our horde of loyal spies continues to grow. I cannot doubt someday we will find it, wherever it may be hidden. I was foolish enough to think a simple apprentice could thrive on his own out in these harsh lands. My supplies dwindle, and the Draugr are more numerous than I had anticipated. But my parents deserve vengeance, and I will not rest until they have it. They only wanted to honor the gods, and died with nothing to show it. The gods, they are not wise. They are not just or good. They are not to be worshipped or idolized. They are no better than man. I pray for their deaths. I realize the irony. Who am I to pray to? What god answers the prayers of death to the gods? And still, I pray for one who would purify this world of their evil and send them to the same hell that awaits the rest of us.